On to our next couple drills. We're going to go ahead, it may seem like we've kind of left your legs alone a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and use a drill called overhead lunge. This drill particularly is a little bit advanced drill, but I'm not adding load, I'm just using the stick for a feedback mechanism. It allows us to focus a little bit on the dynamic movement properties of the lunge itself and use it as a little more of a flexibility drill as opposed to a leg strengthening drill. Arms at approximately a 45-degree angle. Starting here, we're going to come up, we're going to actively pull apart, so we're going to keep our arms nice and straight. And all we're going to do from here is step. I'm going to step with my offside so you can see. And from here, I just really want to, the two things, the components of the lunge are squeezing the backside cheek and lowering the front side hip towards the leg. So many people doing lunges and will give feedback that their knee bothers it. That's because we've immediately started this action. You can see my heel immediately comes off the ground. Very, very common for many, many people. So overhead, step, I call it squeeze the backside cheek, lower the front side hip, coming on down, nice straight arms, big stretch, and I'm going to try to drive back to that top position. Very simple drill. I'm getting some good stabilization and flexibility up here. By having arms overhead, it really enhances the stretch on the backside leg. Front side leg's getting enough work with your body. If you're a little more advanced and would like to add a little bit of load, and you don't need a whole lot, I'm going to grab a kettlebell here. This is a 20-pound kettlebell. And this will innumerably enhance the demand on the body. Same with the kettlebell, since it's going to be one side at a time, I'm going to put the kettlebell or the load, if you have dumbbells, that's fine, on the backside leg side. So I'm stepping with my leg just like the left leg just like I did before. I'm going to go ahead and go overhead, grip the bell nice and tightly. If you have, like I said, have a dumbbell, that's fine. Step out, big step, stabilize. Many people want to get right out of the lunge when they get fatigued. Step out, stabilize, squeeze the backside cheek, lower the front side cheek. Nice and low down in here. Arm stays straight, not out in front of you. Really opens up the chest and up the body. Not rest on the ground, I'm just resting because I'm talking here. So just slightly above and then fire back up into that start position. So that's the overhead lunge. Really concentrating on good quality movement, some dynamic flexibility, a lot of things like that. Next we're going to go over here what I call lateral band row. So again, a pretty simple drill. We're going to slide hand through the band, then we're going to loop it back over and through. This is many people have a hard time using their lats, which are the big muscles on the outside of your upper back. They're really, really critical in all of the things we're doing, and especially in the testing portion for the push-up. Any really good, strong presser, bench press or overhead presser, is going to do a lot of their pressing is dominantly done from their lats and from their triceps. So this is our introductory phase of the program. We're just going to try to get you aware of where your lats are and how they operate in one kind of movement pattern. So I've looped my hand through, standing straight and tall, made my body nice and rigid. All this simply is, it's going to look like I'm pulling with my arm. My arm is very loose and relaxed. All I'm going to do is drop the elbow, and I'm just going to try to squeeze here. If you need to, and you're training by yourself, go ahead and put your offhand right here and cue yourself. It's almost as if somebody's going to slap you in the side and you're preparing to block or tense that area for it. And so that's just that upper back muscle down here. It's very subtle. The thing with anytime people start to use elastics, they like to let it snap back. So drop down, hold, nice and control out. Drop down, hold, nice and control out. We're not trying to move the band a lot. We're just trying to make the musculature that we want to work do the work for us. We do this all day. Real common problem you'll see with people is they'll be here and they'll start to pull with the band here. So they'll come down and they'll start to get into this position where they've rotated the shoulder forward. So you just want to open up. Part of the reason we kind of have, again, redundancies from the overhead lunge with the stick. We're opening it up, same thing, opened up here, and we're going to try to use that lat in one of its activities that it's really good at doing in a really positive way to help ourselves. So it's just coming down. You can even do, if you don't have a band and you're on the road or something, or you don't have one of our flex bands like this, you can use a round band. It doesn't matter. Elastic resistance is elastic resistance. If you don't have anything, this is good enough because most people aren't aware. And just give yourself a little cue just by simply putting your hand there on that muscle right underneath your armpit. It'll allow you to kind of be aware of what's going on there. So that's our lateral band row.